Shalom and welcome back to Project 613. We had a couple of days where unfortunately we missed the session. However, we are excited to be back on schedule for our daily video. And today we are going to be looking at the mitzvah of setting the Jewish calendar. The Bet Din, the court of law, the Jewish court, has the obligation to set the Jewish calendar based on eyewitness testimony that the moon has been sighted. And every single month, towards the end of the month, it was a question. Is this month going to be a month with 29 days and the next day will be the first day of the new month? Or will this be a 30-day month? And if nobody sees the new moon, then the next day will automatically become Rosh Chodesh, because the Jewish calendar is based on the cycle of the moon. And as soon as the moon begins its new cycle, there's a sighting of a little sliver of the moon. That tells us that the next month is about to begin. And every month there will be this dilemma, this question. Everyone will be left hanging. Their calendars would have to be reset. Is today going to be the 30th day of the month of Tammuz, or is today going to be the first of the month of Menachem Av? And that's the way it was every single month. Now, think about it. There were no methods of communication other than personal delivery. There was no text messaging, no internet, no phone calls. Now, if you live far away from the land of Israel and you wanted to know what day of the month it was, there had to be some sort of message that would be sent to you. Originally, the method was they would light these fires on these mountains, and the next mountain, the next town over would light a fire, and that would be the message, the code that today has been proclaimed as Rosh Chodesh. However, there were people that actually went and sabotaged the system, and they deliberately set those fires on days when it was not supposed to be set, and it was no longer a reliable method of communication. And therefore, if you lived outside of Jerusalem and you wanted to know, is today the 30th day of the month, or is it really Rosh Chodesh, you had to wait for a messenger to arrive by horse and buggy or by foot. So if you lived far away from Jerusalem, you can now be approaching one of the Jewish holidays and you're not sure. Hold on a second. Is today the 14th day of the month or the 15th day of the month? Because the messenger hadn't yet arrived from Jerusalem. And therefore, the prophets established that places that were so far from Jerusalem, in the areas of the diaspora, where they did not yet know when Rosh Chodesh was, when the first day of the month was. And therefore they didn't know, is today the first day of Pesach, or is today Erev Pesach, the day before Pesach? The law is that they would observe 2 days of the holiday. And that applies for all of the holidays. And now therefore, until this very day, that custom remains. Even though today we have a set calendar, as we'll explain in the following classes, and we know way ahead of time when Rosh Hashanah or Sukkot or Pesach or Shavuos is going to be, nonetheless, we keep to our custom of having 2 days of the holiday. And one of the reasons for this is that living outside of the Holy Land of Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land of Israel, we are in a place of heightened darkness, and therefore we need that extra day of holiday, that extra boost of spirituality, that spiritual energy to help enliven us and connect us with our Judaism. That is one of the reasons as to why we still keep 2 days in the diaspora of the holiday until this very day.